All right, all right, all right. Anybody even here? I don't know. There were, but they might have run away now. So we got two spots left in this break. I know I said I'd come on at 9 if it was full and break it, but I figured with two spots left, maybe I'll come on and try and get it sold and see if we can't get it open. So I can hang out for a little bit. Um, Pirates and the Rays. The Rays, I understand, obviously, with the Wander Franco deal. And if nobody really wants the Rays, I'll just sit on them. It's fine. But the Pirates, I'm kind of surprised with the, O'Neill Cruz rookies in here. So see if we can't get it sold and we can get this puppy broken. Also on the website, we got a bunch of other stuff that is not near as close to filling as platinum is, of course, but is filling. So let me see. I'm trying to bring it up real quick. Too many screens. We also have a platinum mixer, two box. It's 4 boxes, two hobby, two light. 18.99 a spot. There's 23 left in that one, so that's probably a no go. Bowman Mega, but that's pick your team. So I don't know where that's at right now. I think there's about 10 teams sold out of that so far. Topps Chrome 4 box mixer, Blaster, Mega, Hobby, and Jumbo. I think there's about 17 spots left in that one. And then the super awesome mixer, we're at 24. So Topps Chrome mixer is the closest. Then obviously this one with 2 spots left to go. Pirates at 45 bucks. Rays at 39. Like I said, I get it if everybody's dead set on buying the Rays, I get it. I'll sit on it if I have to. But I want to get that pirate spot sold. So we'll hang out and see if somebody wants to take it so we can get this break done. I mean, 2 spots left. Hey, we're there. We might as well get it done. Get her done. Anybody see the Little League World Series today? The kid who walked it off from California. 13 years old, 6'1", 160 pounds. Like a monster. I used to always say when my son played Little League, especially in my son's case, when my son was tiny. Um, my son didn't really start growing until the last few years. Oh yeah, Mike. I was trying to think of something original. Um, so my wife's Filipino, so my son's half Filipino. So he's grown in like when he hit about 16, he started to grow. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", like 270, right? So I'm tall, I'm wide, I'm big. I'm just a big dude. Always have been. My wife is tiny. She's like 4'10", so kind of a big gap between us. Now my wife's brother is like 5'3". He's like super short, and I was always afraid for my son that he would end up getting that, but he actually kind of landed between us. He's like 5'9" ish. My son, something like that. But until just like 2 years ago, he was always the smallest kid. So when he played baseball, like he was, even like little league, I would always say you'd run into these kids who had these massive, massive players. And it was like they just won the puberty lottery. That's what it comes down to in little league. Like, do you have 8 or 9 kids in your neighborhood who hit puberty a year before everyone else because they're massive? And my son, we used to run into teams like that where they'd have like a 12-year-old on the team who was like 6 foot tall, 200, 200 pounds, like just massive. But it was pretty cool. The dude walked it off today, though. That was pretty awesome. I love the Little League World Series. I mean, like I said, I did all that with my son. For my son played baseball from the time he was 5 up until this past year. I mean, he's going to play club at Tennessee, but I mean, it's when he decided to go to Tennessee instead of one of the schools that was offering him a scholarship for baseball. His competitive baseball days were over in that sense. But yeah, I've been to the Little League World Series a couple times. We went up there. If you have kids and you're looking for something to do, that is a trip to take, man. The Little League World Series is amazing. I'm assuming it's all still free like it used to be. I mean, yeah, you can buy merch and drinks and stuff like that, but the games and stuff are all free. And where it is up there in Williamsport, it's like this beautiful. Now, like I said, it's been probably 6, 7 years, or maybe the longer, 8 years since I was the last there, but it's kind of in the middle of just this like backwater town. I mean, they have obviously because of that they have hotels there and whatever, but it's kind of on one side of the town where it's just like people. It's so funny because the people who live around there, they wait all year to rent out their yards for parking and stuff like that. So like when you go up there, people stand out in front of their house like $20 to park on my lawn, that kind of thing. But yeah, man, if you got kids and got the time in August to go on a trip, even a day trip, if you live here, in the Mid Atlantic, it's totally worth it. Totally worth it. Yeah, it was crazy. And it was such a shot, man. You knew it off the bat. It was gone. It was something else. Well, earlier today, I was watching Chinese Taipei for a little bit, who earlier in the tournament was killing everyone. So the team from Pennsylvania is from like the town over from me, Media. So we were kind of paying attention to it the first few weeks or the first week because they were in it. They lost their, I think they made it like 3 games in or something like that. But so we were paying closer attention then. But then I kept seeing Chinese Taipei was killing everyone, like mercying everyone. I'll watch them today. I guess they lost in the championship to Curacao, but I watch him today. The kid pitching for Chinese Taipei looked like Otani. He was huge. I was just like, oh my God, look at this kid. So, again, like I said, at that age, that U12, U13 age, man, it's all just about who hits puberty first. That's all it comes down to. Because the funny part of it is, like, and I've noticed this over the years, like, guys who my son played with who were really good at 12 years old who weren't even on my son's high school team because they were just big. They were strong. They had enough talent to play defense or whatever, but when it came to hitting, it wasn't that hard for them. But as soon as they moved a few years up, they couldn't see the ball anymore. Yeah. Yeah, he's a little Otani. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I was surprised they lost that game. I mean, like I said, I didn't follow it this week as much as I did the first week. So, but they were doing a number on a lot of them. So, but it's fun. It's a ton of fun to watch. And like I said, if you ever get a chance to go there, take your kids, man. You will love it. It is a lot of fun. I'll tell you a funny story. So when we went up there the first time, they have this thing there, and if any of you ever watch it on ESPN, they always talk about it. This hill that's there, and the kids slide down it on cardboard. It's a big. It's like think of like the ultimate sledding hill for those of you who are from snowbound places, and it is. It's big, and the kids get cardboard and they slide down this hill, right? So Every year there's always something different. Sometimes it's muddy, sometimes it's dry, sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that. So the first time we went, I think my son was 7, and we went up there, and he got on this hill, and he was just like a maniac all day going down this thing. And he and my father, and it was my father, me, and my son who went up, and I got us a hotel room. Robert, what's up, buddy? So we had a hotel room. We were staying overnight for like 2 days. So my son gets on this hill, and he's just for hours going down this hill. Well, by the end of the day, he was just like covered in dirt. He looked like Pigpen. So we're like, come on, we got to go to the hotel. We went and checked into the hotel. We were going to get cleaned up, go get some dinner or something. I don't even remember what. But like me being a dad instead of his mom being there, I just like packed us in the car and said, hey, let's go. We took some clothes and did whatever. So I told my son he had to take a shower. I was like, you got to get in the shower. You're a mess. So he gets in the shower. My dad and I are in the room just like watching TV or whatever. And he's like making all these noises and stuff. I'm like, what's going on? He was trying to use the little bar of soap that they give you in the hotel. And he had never seen barred soap before because my wife always uses like the body wash type of stuff. And my son kept trying to pick it up. And it was like slipping out of his hand. It was like something out of a bad Jerry Lewis comedy. It was hilarious at the same time. Uh, he was really confused by a bar of soap. He had never seen one before. All right, what we got? We got a payment in here. Somebody took a team. Let's see. Bryce T took the Pirates. Thank you, Bryce. All right, let's fill in. Bryce T. Pirates off the board, just down to the Rays. As I said, I know everybody's got some issues with the Rays these days in Wander, and rightfully so. We'll give it 5 minutes, see if somebody wants to buy it. If not, I'll just sit on it. Not the end of the world. I would prefer to sell it. I don't like to be involved in the breaks. You guys know that. I try to do everything not to, you know, if it happens that way, it happens that way, but not a big deal. So we'll give it a few minutes and go from there. Robert, what's going on out there today, man? How's life in California? Yeah, so down to our last spot, the Rays. If nobody takes it in 5 minutes, then we'll just go anyway. Technically, no guilt has been found yet of Wander. So I can't believe I have to even say this, but and his stuff is still selling, just not quite, what it used to be. I took that into consideration with the price. It was weird because I was trying to make sure the prices were evened out, and I was like, originally, I was actually a lot of times late. Since I started doing this, especially pick your team, I go and check other breakers too, and see what they're charging, and then I try to find like how I can fit into their model, based on what I pay and so on and so forth. And actually, the Rays were going for a lot higher on most people other sites, but I was like, I don't think I can do that. So I had to knock it down some. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's happened in the past, So that's why I don't like being involved in the breaks. I really don't, as from that aspect. But yeah, it happens every once in a while. I told you the story. Speaking of which, Wander Franco years, in what was it? What was his first in 19? Right, Bowman 19, and we were doing a blaster break, and somebody had bid on the team. It may be 18 or 19, whatever year it was. Somebody had bid on him and then contacted me. They couldn't pay. So in the chat, I went to everybody. Does anybody want the raise? It's I think it was $60, $65 for the spot or something like that. No, no, no. Come on, anybody want them? This, no, 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 no. I said, all right, well, the only way we're doing this break is I'm going to have to take them. And of course, we pulled like a green first auto. Wander Frank. And I felt bad. And everybody in the break was actually real cool. They were like, "Nah, dude, you offered them to us. We didn't take them. It's all yours." Is it hot, Robert? Yeah. No, you not no forest fires and stuff this time of year. You guys aren't having any troubles with that right now, are you? Have you guys seen all these conspiracies now they're coming out around the fires in Hawaii? I mean, I'm not a conspiracy guy, but then when I listen to him, sometimes I go, "Wow, that is really weird coincidence." Like, and you want to sit there and go, "No, no, 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 it's not." But then somebody starts saying some stuff, and you're like, "Hmm, what are the odds of that happening unintentionally?" That's like uh what was that movie? The 9/11 big conspiracy movie that was so popular. Loose Change, it was called. And I'm not. My sister was at World Trade. Believe me, I have no qualms about what happened on 9/11 or anything like that. But you watch the movie, and I mean, I get the people, especially conspiracy theorists, kind of fit things, mold things to fit their narrative. But you do walk away from that movie with a few questions. Like, wow, that was a really weird coincidence. Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Forest fires are scary, dude. Like, it's funny how when you live in, depends on where you live in the country, how you're kind of so used to, like, hurricanes to me are no big deal. It's just a hurricane. I've been in a bunch of them. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a really bad storm. And don't get me wrong, I mean, they can be very deadly. But, like, I don't want to have anything to do with tornadoes, but people from the Midwest are like, it's a tornado. You get in the basement and, hold on for your life. Or earthquakes freak me out, man. I couldn't live in California because of the potential earthquake alone. If I went to California and the ground started shaking, I'd be like, I'm out, I'm done. Like, it's not me. But I was watching this video a couple weeks ago about a forest fire. I think it was in Canada, and these guys got trapped in the fire, like on the road. They were firemen, and they were saying how, like, they just drove by this one place and the fire had been like hundreds of yards away from them, and like within like 2 minutes they were like surrounded. I mean, it was scary as hell. No, thank you. I lived in LA. It was smug. Yeah. Well, we had that this year down here where because of the winds and stuff and the fires in Canada, like, we had a couple days in like New York and Philly where you couldn't see your hand in front of your face. It was crazy. I mean, I'd never seen that in my life. And I guess it was a combination of the fires being particularly bad and however the wind shifted or whatever. But like, and they came on TV and talked about it before it happened, like, oh, we're gonna have this blah blah blah. But I mean, it was like thick, heavy smoke. Like, you'd be in your cars like it was nighttime for 2 days. It was crazy. I think it's like anything else though. Like, you guys are from California. I'm sure earthquakes don't really play in your mind. I mean, they play in your mind, obviously, but I mean, like, it's just, you'll deal with it when the time comes, like, but that's all I would think of when I'm out there. The few times I've been to California, I used to go there on business a few times when I worked for a big company. We had a place in Palm Desert that I went to a few times. And I swear the whole time I was there playing my mind, like, is the ground going to start shaking? Because that's freaky as hell. You can't hide from an earthquake. you know, like, I can hide from a hurricane. I can't hide from an earthquake. Hurricane's just a reason to have a party. Like, that's anybody who lives on the East Coast, especially like on the coast, like on right on the coast, knows that hurricane's just an excuse to have another party. I mean, hell, there's a glass named after it for a reason. Oh, somebody bought something else. Let's see. Oh, Bryce took the Rays too. Okay. We are sold out. Let me fix this and we'll get to getting. Thank you, Bryce. I appreciate it, my friend. I wish you good fortune. Wander buyback for the. Yeah, right. All right, but we're all set. Good luck, everyone. Give me one second. I'm just printing out a copy of this real quick so I have it because I have a hard time reading it off the screen. But I suppose technically I could put it on my other monitor, but it's easier if I print one off. All right, what's going on, guys? Chris the Chef Sports Cards here. We are doing 2022 Topps Platinum, Topps Chrome Platinum. I guess technically it's Topps Chrome Platinum anniversary, but whatever. Topps Chrome Platinum for Hobby Box break number, what was it, 76, I believe. This is a website break. So just sold our last two spots. I'm just waiting for a printout of it. All right. Look at there. Nice printout for me. All right. So welcome, especially if you're new to the channel. Welcome. Next week we will be back on eBay. FYI, we are going to continue with our website. Keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. We like to do this, so hopefully we can do a little bit of both, but we'll be back to that next week. And as you probably all are, but you never know, somebody else could be here. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel there. And let's stop screwing around and open some cards. Good luck, everybody. Wrong series. What did I say? Topps Chrome Platinum. What did I say? Oh no, that's 23 Chrome Taco Fractors and all that. Although we got that nice mixer on there, Jumbo Hobby Blaster and Mega, $29.99 a spot. I think we got like 16 or 17 spots left to fill that one. Hey, if you guys get saucy and want to jump on it, we can break that right after this. We actually, these are the first hobby boxes we've done. We did some blasters, but let's see how the hobbies work out. The blasters did well. Alrighty, here we go. We're going to do this again like this. Ashby, Yelich Refractor, Acuna, and Keel. These cards are so weird. They have them in all different ways. Santillan, Carlson, Mancini, and Meyer. JT Real Muto for the Phils and for the Brew Crew. Corbin Burns, on the pink toil, whatever they're calling it, toil, right? 47 of 100 for the old Brew Crew is Robert. Carlos Delgado and Blackman. All right, Eddie Matthews, Jason Hayward, Murphy, and Voigt. Oh, for those of you who were here last night for the Topps Chrome Blaster break, I didn't even realize that Bobby Witt was the Gunnar Henderson was the super short print variation. Helio Ramos, a rookie refractor. I thought it was the image variation. It was one in out of a blaster box is one in 29,700 packs. It was like crazy the odds on it. So I mean, we knew it was a monster when we pulled it. I didn't know it was that big of a monster until I looked it up later. Because we really haven't pulled that many short prints. I think that's only the second or third one this year. But it was a good one for my man John. I'm trying to talk him into grading it. John just wants to sell it when he saw how much it's selling for. They sell for like $700. Edgar Renteria. Wow, there's a name I haven't thought about in a while. For the Marlins, number 99 of 199. For Roger. Yeah, it was really nice. I assumed because I haven't really like looked at the variations that closely because of the type of photo. Like that's usually because it's the autograph photo. Like that's a lot of times the one they use for the image variation. For the easier one to hit. And then I was like, even after the break, I was like, maybe I should go check that out. And I looked it up. I was like, oh, damn, nice, Eloy. So good for John Castillo. I was talking to him today about. I was like, "Oh, you should really get this card graded. It looks perfect." He's like, "How much does it sell for?" I'm like, $600-$700. Like, why don't we just sell it? Like, I said, you could get more if we grade it. He's like, he's not really interested. He's funny. Gavin Sheets, rookie refractor. Because usually if he hits something big, I sell it for him. So I'm trying to talk him into this one, but we'll see. Reyes, Hank Aaron. CC Sabathia, Jordan for Houston on the Aqua Ray Wave. 165 of 299 for Chris. Chris, if you're there, the reason your name's C. Sanchez is because I have another Chris S. who joins a lot of breaks. So ever since we went to the website, I have to be a little careful. I keep screwing people up who have similar names. So some people are just being baptized with first initial, last name, or last initial, or first, first name, last initial, that type of thing. So, wait, come on, stay with me. Willie McCovey, man, look at the chops on Willie there. Man, he was, the ladies were down with that back in the day. Steve Garvey. Gio Billy Martin refractor. Enos Slaughter and Kellenic. Curtis Terry. Gilbert Eckersley Canseco. Eric Gleiber. Carew. Al Newhouser for Detroit. On the pink cracked ice. Fuchsia, I'm sure it is. 90 of 100 for Aaron. Yeah, I know. Those Eckersleys are crazy. I saw it before. Where was that? It looked like someone at Tops was like, give him an extra layer of bronze. Another one, man. Another lady killer there. Dennis Eckersley had his tan going, his stash. I'm sure he was racking up the bedpost notches. Jorge Mateo and Torrey Hunter. Still looking for our auto in this box. Yasmani Grandal. Verling. McCarthy rookie refractor. Blatty Daddy. Hendrick Devers. Bob Lemon. Matt Manning rookie. Reed Detmers rookie. Hoppa. TJ Friedel rookie. The Fuchsia Toil. It is a very cool design. I don't know why they call it Toil or whatever they're saying it is, but it is a very, very cool design. 68 of 100 for Patrick. And Jackie Robinson. Steve Garvey was the man back in the day. Larry Doby and Mike Bauman rookie auto for the Orioles for Patrick. MJ Melendez and Dalton Varsho. Matt Olson, Verdugo refractor. Wilson Contreras and Lindor. Jose Siri, Robin Roberts, Dick Allen, and Hoy Park rookie. That's what it is. A French decorative fabric. Okay. I still don't know why they call that. Oh, there's a nice Hunter Green rookie for Cincinnati. That's awesome. 88 of 299. It looks like Tweal to me. Like when I read it, I was like, Why are they naming this after a cookie? Like, then I had to look at it again. I was like, oh, it's toil. Nice Hunter Green, man. Who's got the red? Patrick. Here you go. Good one there. It's a good one. Javier Baez and Frank Viola. Paul Molitor and Reds box. Ronnie Dawson, X-Fractor. Spawn and Kiner. All right, box number 2. All right, come on, let's see some big rookies. Big rookies, please. We got Hunter Green's not bad, but we got to go bigger than that. We pulled 2 J-Rods out of the blasters the other day. One was a prism, right? So come on, we got to do better than that on the hobbies. Stay. All right, box 2. Good luck, everyone. Matt Brash, Marcus Semien refractor. Oliver Ortega and Trent Grisham. Old Whitey Herzog. Miguel Rojas. Rogers and Sheffield. Kolozarvara Zababa. How you say his name? Bruce Sutter for the Cubbies, numbered 51 of 299. Phil Rizzuto for the Money Store, and Paul O'Neill. Who's got the Cubbies? Ben, my man Ben A. Doval was getting beat up by the Phillies last week here, man. A couple games in a row. The Phils still lost that one game, though. That sucked. But he gave up the 3-run homer to Harper. He gave up he gave it up the night before, too. That's all right. Phil swept the Cardinals this weekend, so that was good. July 11. Josiah Gray. It's so weird how teams can fall out of favor. Like, they were having a tough time. Speak of the devil, there's a Julio. I know these aren't the easiest to come across. Julio rookie. They were having a tough time selling out the Cardinals game. They were offering cheap tickets last week. Mark Burley. I think they did end up, but like they were, if they get within a few days of a series and there's a lot of tickets still up, they'll put up like $20 tickets, and I usually get notifications for it because I actually was considering buying some. Nice Julio. Julio. Who's got the Mariners? Matt T. Rivera. And then the Angels are coming this weekend, which I fully intended going to, and then Ohtani got hurt. And Trout got hurt. And I was like, oh, you son of a. So I think I might just go to a Blue Rocks game this week instead. A little Robin Yount color match for the Brew Crew. Nice looking card. 193 of 199 for Robert. Yeah, it was tough. Philly's offense is tough to go against these days, especially now that Harper's hitting home runs again and stuff. Bryant and Anderson. It does suck, though, when you get that deep in a game and it's just like one pitch gives it up. Although they won that one. Like I said, Phillies tied it. Mike Trout, but and lost it in extras. So. Garrett Cole. Urias. Deplon refractor. Solaire. The Riz. Otto and Rodon. What's up with Rodon this year? Has he done anything? Or is he hurt or something? I mean, he was a big acquisition, but I haven't heard him at all. Is he out? Ricky. Ryan Mountcastle Blue for the Orioles. Stargell and Pee Wee Reese. Mountcastle is 10 of 199 for Patrick. Duran, Beltre, Fingers and Pujols. Hernandez, Contreras, rookie refractor. Hummel and Brandish. Simeon. Reitz, Smoltz, and Short, rookie. Patrick Bailey. Yeah, no, Patrick Bailey's good. I like him too. I have a couple. Actually, when he came in what, 2019 ish, 18, whenever it was, actually went out of my way to collect a few of his things. I have some stuff up on my site and stuff. Kirilloff for the 20s, 77 of 100 for Patrick. He was a pretty high draft pick, as I remember, wasn't he? Wasn't he like top 12 or something like that? Because, I mean, ever since he's come up and he's played well this year, everyone's kind of been like, oh, Patrick Bailey's been such a surprise. But I thought he was a first rounder, if I remember right. Syndergaard. Not that that means anything these days, but Segura, Hunter Green rookie, and India. Hoffman and Beltre refractor. Matt Chapman and Max Kepler. Don't forget, folks, we got the Topps Chrome Mixer sitting over there on the website. Just enough people here we could get that full. Blaster, Mega, Hobby, and Jumbo. Early win. Lars Nootbaar, rookie. Nice one for the Cardinals. 69 of 100. Put that up. Someone in Japan will buy that in a minute. to the World Baseball Classic. He's like the favorite baseball player in Japan these days. Nice. Yeah, 13th, right? Yeah, I knew he was a first rounder. It just seems like people have been kind of surprised by his play. And I mean, for the Giants, Kervin Castro rookie with a smudgy autograph, unfortunately. Giants is Patrick. Man, it's been a Patrick box. Patrick's got a bunch of teams, though, too. All right, just moving some base. Cards are slick. You can't stack them that high. Bob Gibson refractor. C.J. Abrams rookie for San Diego. Royce Lewis rookie also. Yeah, the Giants are doing well. The Giants are a frustrating organization because they win too much. I mean, it's like especially since like in the last like 15 years they've won like World Series like 3 times, right? Something like that. Like, ugh. All right, Earl Weaver and Lamont Wade Jr. Speaking of the Giants, 41 of 250. John Means, and there's a Spencer Strider rookie. Pepper Grinder. What's Pepper Grinder? I'm not familiar with that. Buster Posey and Vladdy Daddy on the X Fractor for the Nationals. Springer and Woodruff. All right, 2 down, 2 to go. 1 down, 1 to go. So we got this week Topps Chrome Cosmic coming this week. Big one. Big one. People love Cosmic. They did last year. Anyway, it looks like it's going to be good again. I'm sure it's going to be ridiculously overpriced as usual. But we will have some in later in the week. We do a Pristine coming tomorrow. It was supposed to be here last week, but I don't know. UPS is messing with me. Schwaba, Hyun-Jin Ryu refractor. So, Rivas and Pee Wee Reese. I will put up a pick your team on the website for Pristine, and then probably use the other ones for eBay later in the week. Phil Rizzuto for the Money Store. I can't. Every time I see his name, it's all I can think of. Cooper Hummel and John Means. The Orioles, numbered 253 of 299. McCormick rookie and Brandish rookie. Savage. What's going on, buddy? Celebration move where he puts one fist above the other and grind. Is it? I didn't know that. The pepper grinder, huh? and they went nuts for it and started bringing pepper grinders to the Tokyo Dome. People are so stupid. I can imagine, like, in Japan, like 10,000 people with pepper grinders in the stand. They do crazy stuff over there. They're nuts. Beltray and Short. I don't know how. Like, I people from other countries must be better fans than we are. I don't know how at soccer and baseball games they keep up that constant noise. Like, I have a really, really Jack Morris refractor. I have a really hard time watching those like Korean and Japanese baseball games with the constant banging and this. It's like, and you see these guys, they just go nonstop for like 3 hours, banging drums, banging this, banging that. It's like, man, calm down. Like soccer is the same way too. Like I was watching last year the MLS Cup championship game. It was the Union and LA Galaxy, I think it was. And man, they just would not stop. Like this is driving me nuts. We got here Salvador Perez, and for the Mets, Patrick Mazeika. Orange Toil, 17 of 25. Thomas, here you go, buddy. Oh, Mr. Baseball. That's a good one. Mr. Baseball, old Tom Selleck, giving the old what for to the Japanese team. I just don't know how fans keep that up the whole time. Like they sit there with the horns and they got, oh my God, that seems like an awful lot of work. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've been to sporting events where you're on your feet your whole time, football games and whatever. But the banging of drums and the ringing of cowbells and all that, it seems like a bit much. Yeah, bad news bears go to Japan. Bogarts and Miller. What was the other one? Montero rookie refractor with Bernie Mac. Wasn't there? Was that Mr. 3000? Was that or something like that? There was another American in Japanese baseball type of thing. I think that was it. Ernie Clement and Tony Gwynn. Whoop, stay there, boys. Just watching something. They look at us participating. Yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. It's just seems very tiring. Like I'm not getting down on him. It just seems exhausting, you know? AJ Alexi rookie for the Rangers, numbered 4 of 50 on the Gold Wave. John G. Another CJ Abrams rookie and Royce Lewis rookie. Yeah, it just seems exhausting. That's all. You know? Yeah, Mr. 3000. That was another one. The Mr. Baseball one with Tom Selleck is like so racist. Like, it really is. You watch it and you're just like, oh, you cringe a little bit. It was made in the 80s, you know? That's the way they talked back then. Well, that was like, what was the one, Gung Ho? Do you remember Gung Ho? About the Japanese opening a car factory in America. And again, for anybody who's a little bit younger or doesn't remember the 80s real well, there was a whole thing with Japanese production back then being the best in the world, you know? Hunter Green rookie, Altuve refractor, and Spencer Strider rookie. Like in the 80s, the Japanese like worked like crazy and they were like the most productive country and this and that. And it's like I don't know. For some reason, we hated them for that. It didn't really make sense, but there's a whole movie with Michael Keaton about it that's pretty vicious, most of it, to be honest with you. When we go to UK, they're singing the whole time. You sit quietly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was a big thing back then. It was like, you're good, but you're not as good as the Japanese. Like, so, like, why is that a big deal? Uh, Louis Aparicio, numbered one. I'm sorry, 39 of 100. But yeah, they made a whole movie. It was like kind of like the reverse because a lot of, well, as has happened over the years many times, it's not, singular to that, but um a lot of like factory jobs and stuff have been getting moved out of the United States to cheaper places, whether it be Mexico, India, Japan, whatever it was. Well, this was kind of the reverse, like a Japanese car company opening a factory in America and having to deal with all the sloppy union guys. And it was definitely a sign of the times, that movie, that's for sure. Solaire and Rodon. Yeah, it was a Ron Howard film. Yeah, sure. It was a big deal. What's his name was in it? Uh, oh Christ, I can't think of his name now. I know I just said it, I think, a minute ago. The Giolito X Fractor. I mean, it was a big movie. And again, there's nothing wrong with it. It was just, it was made in like 1984. So it was what it was like in 1984. A little different than it is today. Lou Gehrig, Refractor for the Yanks. Yeah, Michael Keaton. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy. There we go. And this was like, you know, Michael Keaton, like, this is like one of the highs of his career. I mean, he was a big actor back then. So yeah, it was a big movie. Otto Lopez. I mean, it was basically what you think, go all the way USA, and then by the end they were all friends. They all loved each other in the end. George Wendt, that's right. Pre Batman Michael Keaton. Yeah, George Wendt was in it. Oh gosh. I forgot he was in it. Jansen Junk, rookie for the Angels. 50 of 199 for Eddie. Gung Ho, man, I haven't thought of that movie in years. I'm gonna want to watch it. I'm horrible that way. I love all those movies from when I was a kid. I think of one and I go, oh, I gotta watch it now. Sammy Long. Here, Lucius Fox, Robin Yount, and oh, wow, there you go. There's a nice one. Leon Spencer Strider, rookie auto for my man Leon. Killing it. Very nice, my friend. That one is good. There you go, buddy. I probably, you know what? I'm trying to think. I think I might have seen it in the theater too. It's quite possible. Don Drysdale, Rendon. Oh, wait, that was a refractor. Sorry, Eddie Murray was a refractor. Red Schoendeist, Will Smith. John Means and Yastrzemski. All right. Chapman. Ooh. Bravos box. Acuna on the fuchsia foil. 86 of 100. Nice one there. Again for Leon. Rizzo and Kepler. All right, box number 4. Gung ho. I can't. The funny part is, I kind of remember the movie. Like, as I'm sitting here, I'm kind of running through it in my head a little bit. You can watch Gung Ho and then Multiplicity and all those other great Keaton classics from the 80s. That dude's been around for a long time. He's kind of like phased in and phased out, you know, like he's some really popular for a few years and you'll hear from him for a few years and comes back again. Lodolo, the Moose refractor. Night Shift, yeah. Yeah, there's a. I do. I get so weird with the. I don't know what's wrong with me anymore. I really don't. I even try to watch new stuff and I end up turning it off and watching stuff I've seen before. I'm just like, I don't know if I can handle new stuff anymore. It's just too much out there. Tony Perez for Cincinnati, number 82 of 199. Sean Murphy and Justin Morneau. Although, I mean, the new Star Wars is, you know, but I have to wait. I hate the week to week thing with these new shows. I just wait it out till the end so I can watch it all at once. Otherwise, I'm just going to drive myself crazy. Nice Tony Perez for Patrick. A lot of cheers lately, yeah. I was actually I watched like the first season of Friends. I don't know that I ever watched Friends back in the day. I mean, it was a very 90s show. My wife loved it. I remember that. And I'm not totally, I mean, I've seen episodes of it before, but like, I was reading this article about with the streaming services how Friends and Seinfeld are still like the two biggest shows in streaming. Like, they bring in so much money and so many views and this and that. And I was thinking about, I was like, I don't think I've ever actually really watched Friends. Steve Garvey refractor. So I watched the first season of that recently. It was fine. You know, it was very 90s. It was good in the moment, you know. It kind of was perfect to the moment, in fact. That's why it was so popular. I remember my wife loved it. Lasorda and Wells. Oh yeah, Norm is a great character. That yeah. Yeah, I don't like I said, I didn't watch it at the time, but just recently I saw the Friends thing. It was all right. Kinerko, numbered 57 of 100. Gavin Sheets. I'm just I think like I'm in sensory overload with all these new shows. It's like every day. Like I saw a movie was on Netflix recently. It just came out like in the last week or two. I went back to watch it. I couldn't even find it because there's so much other new stuff in the last week that's already gone. Like, and not it's gone, but it's buried. You know. White Sox is Brandon. Like there's so much content out there. I don't know how anybody soaks it all in. So I just watch old stuff that I already know, and then I'm happy. Dave Stewart, Verdugo, Montero, and Sale. Although I would be lying if I didn't say I just watched Game of Thrones again for like the fourth time. uh, the show was so good. I think it's the fourth time I've watched it all the way through. I'm very like I guess I'm mildly OCD. I don't think I'm too crazy OCD, but I am mildly OCD. Jaron Duran rookie refractor. And like a few weeks ago, one night I was just like, I just went to put something on. I was sorting cards or I was doing something, and I just want something that's noise. I don't really want to pay too close attention to it because I'm doing something else, you know? And somehow the first episode of Game of Thrones came on, and after I watched that, after I had that on, I was like, all right, now I gotta do them all. like, I could go back and watch Breaking Bad for like the 8th time or something like that. Torkelson, Mr. Torkelson. God, if he was any good. It's a beautiful card. Torkelson rookie, 87 of 199. Who's got the Tigres? Aaron. Any day now, Torkelson's going to put it together. It's a nice card. Oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the strikes, you know? I think they got so much stuff. You know, the last time this happened, this is where all the reality TV really came out of. Like, I was reading an article about that a while ago, how they were saying that reality TV had kind of just hit before there was like a big strike in the early 2000s. So everybody just made a ton of reality TV and stuck it on the shelf. Ivan Castillo, rookie auto for Kansas City. Kansas City. For John. And it's funny because especially in like the mid 2000s, early 2000s, like they were showing reality shows that had been filmed like years and years earlier, but they were just sitting there waiting because they knew that there was, I think it was a writer's strike at the time, you know. Oh, Bill Buckner. Oh, look at that. Doesn't he look like a guy who would screw up? He just does, you know. So yeah, I don't know this time around if they have a bunch of stuff sitting there waiting to go while all these strikes are going on. Andrew Vaughn refractor. Piazza and Ramirez, but you'll feel it at some point. So maybe in a year or so, when the no content's coming out, is when I'll catch up on all this other stuff. Law and Order, yeah. Bruce Sutter. The original Law and Order. I think I've seen every episode like 10 times. Used to watch it on was it on A&E? Isn't that where it was? When we get home from the bar at night. Oh my God. Alan Trammell for the Tigers. 264 of 299. I could quite literally like Newt Bar rookie, and there's a Wander rookie. I could literally like recite I think every episode for the first like 15 years of Law and Order. I think I know them all by heart. It always seemed like every time I got home from the bar drunk, it was on. And Trammell is 264 of 299. LA Law, I remember 30 something. I don't think I watched 30. I mean, I remember the show, but I don't really think I watched it. The only thing I remember was the redheaded guy was in that show. What's his name? The one who was in Field of Dreams. Stanton X Fractor. Like I remember he was in it, but I don't think I ever really watched that show. You know what show I've always wanted to see, but I've never been able to, and it's never on streaming? There was one season of a show called Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, and I never saw it. And I've tried forever, and it's still nowhere to stream for free. I'm not buying it. I'm too cheap for that. But that show was supposed to be really good. I think it was Aaron Sorkin wrote that, but it only lasted like a season or a season and a half. and it was kind of like a play on Saturday Night Live, I guess, but it was supposed to be really good. And even to this day, like that was like, what's his name? One of the guys from Friends was on there, and there was a bunch of people in that show. And I never saw it, and I've always wanted to. Nino and Riz Black. What is this? The Riz. That is numbered 6 of 10. Nobody beats the Riz for the Yanks. The Black Parallel. Who's got the Yankees? Patrick. 6 of 10, Anthony Rizzo. Yeah, it was an Aaron Sorkin show. Timothy Busfield, thank you. Yeah, I would not have remembered that name. I can remember a bunch of stuff he was in, but I just couldn't remember. I would never have remembered his name. I always wanted to see that Studio 60 show, but it's like I said, it's never, you can never find it like streaming anywhere. One day. Yeah, there was a bunch of people on there. Well, what's his name from the guy from Friends, the one who's all screwed up on drugs now, Matthew Perry, he was on there, and then what's his name from The West Wing was on there too. Bradley Whitford, who's been in, everything ever since back in the day when he was on West Wing. Luis Gill, Rookie Refractor, which again was another fantastic Aaron Sorkin show, The West Wing. I'm a dork for that kind of stuff. I love it. There was another. Aaron Sorkin's a great writer. I mean, I don't try to get too in. I know there's some political issues with the guy and this and that some people don't like, but he also did a show on HBO called Newsroom that was fantastic. That was on for like 3 years, and I don't know. I guess it didn't have enough viewership or something, but man, that show was really good too. Sorry, my equalizer's acting up again tonight. I don't know why. Nola and Walker Bueller Gold Wave. 45 of 54 of the Doyers. Jacob. Good buddy. Newsroom was really interesting, I thought, because what they did was kind of take a fictional show but carve it into actual events. Like every episode was based around a major, news event, whether it be like Deepwater Horizon or, like I just thought it was really clever. I mean, he's a great writer. I just thought it was really clever the way they did it. As Josh, well, yeah, sure, from the West Wing. It's hard to see him too as like I don't think I realized how old Bradley Whitford was back then until I see him now. Because I mean, he's got a good like 15 years on me, so which kind of surprises me. I thought we were about the same age, but he's old. He's like well into his 60s. All right, last pack: Machado and Contreras rookie. No, you're thinking Sports Night, which Sports Night was really good too, and that was Adam. That was Sorkin also, I think, right? Wasn't Sports Night was Sorkin too? Because I think Bradley Whitford was on that too, right? But he was like a smaller role, if I remember right. No, Newsroom was with God, what's his name? One of the Bridges. Is it one of the Bridges boys? I think. Oh God, now I can't remember his name, but anyway. All righty, folks. I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. As always, doesn't look like we're getting anything else full tonight, unfortunately. But hey, we got this one done, which I'm happy about. Putting a quick hit recap together. There's a lot of hits. Wow, we do a hit recap, and we will get out of here. All right, let's see here. Trying to put them in some semblance of order for you guys. I probably have them all screwed up, but Jeff Daniels, yes, Jeff Daniels, that was it, and it was one of the Daniel brothers. I couldn't remember which one he was. Alrighty, folks, we're doing a hit recap for 2022 Topps Chrome Platinum 4 Hobby Box Pick Your Team Break. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining us. We filled this one quick. Like 2 days we had it filled. So we will be doing. I posted this one because people have been requesting more Pick Your Teams, and I'm gonna kind of honor that. So we'll be when I do, like I said, we're gonna put a pristine Pick Your Team up probably tomorrow, and we'll put more of them. So I will be more aware of that. So anyway, hit recap. These are all refractors, rookies, so on and so forth. We'll go out and pull out the big boys and the good boys and make sure they get taken care of. We did have a Julio rookie, and we did have a Wander rookie, which is in that pile over there too. Numbered parallels. Lamont Wade Jr. to 270, 250. Sorry. Tony Perez and Torkelson, both to 199. Jansen Junk, Mountcastle, Robin Yount, also to 199. Edgar Renteria to 199. Trammell, Means, Suter, Hunter Green rookie, and Jordan Alvarez, all to 299. Acuna, Konerko, Aparicio, Kirilloff, Nootbaar, Burns, Newhouser, and Friedel rookie, all to 100. That's a lot of them there. Golds to 50, Walker Buehler and AJ Alexi. We did have the orange Patrick Mazeika to 25 rookie, and the black numbered to 10 Anthony Rizzo for the Yanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Just curious. 18, 19, 20, 25 numbered parallels. And autographs, Mike Bauman, Kervin Castro, Ivan Castillo, and the one good one we got, Spencer Strider for the Bravos. Congrats to the Braves on that one. So what's that, 25? It's like 6 parallels a box. It's not too bad, plus an autograph. So yeah, Pristine is a little bit nuts, to be honest with you. Pristine worries me because last year there were a lot of missing hits in Pristine. Now, I haven't heard anything this year. I've talked to some people who've opened it already. Nobody said anything, so I'm hoping that's an issue that will not run into again this year. And honestly, I know it's a very popular product. I actually bought less of it because of that. And there's plenty of stuff coming up. Plus, I have a ton of stuff. Because of this eBay shutdown, I have loads of stuff here, at my office that we need to get through anyway. So, anyway, again, I want to thank everyone for joining us. Thanks for getting this full. We'll keep pushing on the Topps Chrome mixer, the other mixer this week. Any day we fill it, we'll get it. We'll break it that night. So keep an eye out if you're in any of those, or if you're not yet, go pick up a spot. And otherwise, we will get the cards from last night and tonight shipped out tomorrow to you guys. And I think that will do it for Sunday night. All right, guys, again, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. I will talk to you again soon. Have a great night. Take care. Bye.